This week we have two discussions. The first one is planning and evaluation. And here you have this scenario, and you're basically a colleague of Dr. Choi. You're also an evaluation consultant, and he's considering hiring you for evaluating his grant project. And he's basically exploring whether you'd be able to provide some ideas about the types of data that can be collected to evaluate his project, and also what would be the main steps involved to prepare and implement the evaluation. And so for your initial message, you're going to just choose one of the levels of the Kirkpatrick model and write a draft of a response to Dr. Choi. In that draft, you're going to provide the information that's required here. But before you submit your draft to Dr. Choi, you're actually going to show it to your business partner for feedback. And for your responses, you're basically going to pretend that you're the business partner of two of the classmates, and you're going to provide feedback about what the classmate just proposed for Dr. Choi. Do use citations to support your design ideas, your arguments, your recommendations, your claims. Then the second discussion is potential ideas for our projects 2 and 3. Now I know that we're working on project 1 this week, but because of the intensive nature of this course, we don't really have much time ahead to plan for these, so this is the only time that we can dedicate to this. But as I'll tell you later, you'll see that some of the ideas that you'll gather from this exercise will actually be helpful for your project 1. So the first thing that you'll find here is the tips on how to choose a good instructional product or experience to evaluate. And basically what I'm suggesting is that it's a fully designed, developed, implemented project or product or experience. Do not choose something that is under development or that you have to design and develop at the same time, because it's going to be too much. Also focus on something that has a minimum of 2 modules, but don't try to design evaluation for too large an instructional product or a training experience, because you're going to get overwhelmed designing all the instruments as well as the evaluation. If you were to conduct that evaluation, you would have a lot of data to basically analyze. You need to choose a subject with applicability to the real world. Now this is if we decide to use the same instructional product to conduct the evaluation in both project 1 and then project 2. So if you want to double dip, you have to think ahead and you have to choose a subject that has direct applicability to the real world, to practice, to professional practice, to daily lives, some kind of applicability. Now this is going to be hardest for our K-12 and higher education folks, because we're normally teaching things that we feel our students should know because they should be educated citizens, but we don't necessarily teach things that are going to be directly applicable in daily life right now. So those subjects that are general, that will be applied sometime in the future of your student, those aren't good subjects for this project. Choose something that could be maybe, I don't know, study habits, skills, searching the internet, something that you can actually measure right now whether the students are applying it in the real world, or in more advanced courses, or in daily life. And then the last one is a subject with impact beyond learning and application. And again, K-12 and higher ed, we usually just feel happy when our students learn, get those A's, and we move on to the next topic. But to be able to implement the 4th level of Kirkpatrick, we need something that will bring positive impact to the institution as a whole, to the company, to the school district, whatever it is. So something needs to be improved as a result of students learning and applying that subject. Something can get more effective or efficient, a process, or the learners become more effective and efficient doing something because of what you taught them. There's an increase in desirable results, like there's an increase in sales, there's an increase in standardized test scores, there's an increase in the admission rate to college, something like that. There's a decrease in undesirable results, so decrease in injuries, decrease in complaints, decrease in the time it takes to do something, decrease in absenteeism, undesirable behavior. You should be able to choose something that when you teach it, students learning, they start applying it, it has some positive results beyond just, yay, the student got an A. And then the final recommendation regarding format is actually your choice. You can choose something that's digital and print, it's self-guided, instructor-led, it can be in person, online, whatever it is, it's your choice. Then there's these the disclaimer, so you can actually choose a different product or experience in each project. That's not a problem. The only problem is it's just going to be more work for you. And then you can also design but not conduct the evaluation. We don't necessarily have all that much time in this course, so we provide this option. The thing is, you will still have to write the report as if you did it, and there are guidelines for how to do that. And it's not going to be as valuable a learning experience for you. So even if you choose a small group of people, let's say 5 people who went through a e-learning module that you created in another class, that's fine if you go through the entire cycle with just a very small number of people. But it would be more valuable to you if you actually did it. So for your initial message, you're going to describe that idea that you have, and here are the questions that I want you to answer regarding it. And then for your responses, you're going to take a look at 2 of your classmates' ideas, and you're going to evaluate whether the questions are compatible with the level they're proposing them for, whether the evaluation question is actually compatible with the purpose, how appropriate or not so appropriate is the choice of the type of instrument or data to answer the evaluation question. So you're going to provide feedback and recommendations to your classmates based on what you've read. So do use citations when you are providing your rationale for, this is what I want to do and this is the reason why. And it's not just my opinion, my interest, it's that this is backed up by research and best practices. And again, with the recommendations, provide feedback, because it's not just you saying I think you're doing the wrong thing. No, it's this author said this would be the best way to do this, and so I would recommend you change that, or whatever it is. As I mentioned earlier, hopefully the feedback that you will both give and receive here will also help you in find ideas for your project 1. One suggestion that I have for you is that when you create your thread in this forum, go back in and choose that subscribe button over there. You're going to receive email messages every time somebody posts to your thread, but because these are going to be feedback messages, it would be very nice if you could receive them on a timely fashion so you can implement them. So if you'd like, go back into your threads and click on the subscribe button. For the deadlines, your first message needs to be in by Wednesday, September the 2nd. All responses need to be in by Sunday, September the 6th. And all of them must be in by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.